Steve Cardenas, a.k.a. Rocky the Red Power Ranger, and you are watching SmarkTank Revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SmarkTank Revolution, where we always kick out at 2. I am your solo host today. I almost said the benevolent, intelligent, and something eloquent, but that's not right. So I'm the other guy. I'm the arrogant, excellence of execution, Joey Business, because I could not think of any other adjectives today. But yeah, I figured I'd get up on the mic, just kind of give a couple thoughts. We are very closely approaching Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, which is also known as Sweet Saudi Blood Money 6, I think. Depends on how many they've done. But anyways, I wanted to get on this because I got to see Raw last night and I have some thoughts. And we all know when I have thoughts, you're going to hear them. So that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. Thought number 1. Let's just talk about the big guns of this whole thing. I'm going to stick with the big guns of the pay-per-view. No offense to the little guns, but I'm going to stick with the big ones. The big ones being, the Solo and Roman versus Sami and KO, Brock and Cody, Trish and Becky. Those are the big ones. Those are what I'm sticking with. I'm not editing that. Donnie's not editing that either. Sometimes we're human, we err. To err is be divine. To err is divine, I believe that is the correct phrase. But anyway, I digress. So starting with the smallest tier, let's go with Becky and Trish. And Trish and Becky has been a feud that I've thoroughly enjoyed. I didn't think I was going to. I figured it was going to be very telegraphed. And when she turned on her on Raw a little while ago, it was telegraphed, but it wasn't done at WrestleMania. It wasn't done in the way that I thought it was going to be done. And I like the feud because it's very plausible. The way Trish came out and said, she's just looking for her flowers. It makes sense because if you think about it, Trish is kind of highly regarded as like the first real WWE Women's Champion that was seriously taken, seriously. I know we had Alundra Blaze. I know we've had others. I know we've had Sable, but Trish was kind of the it factor. She was the first one who really put them on the map, who really went from just being eye candy to just being really, really good ring quality. And she helped all the other women elevate because, you have Nikki Bella, same thing, went through being just kind of really pretty face and then became something very special when she started working at it. And I do believe that this feud bears great fruit because Trish is speaking truth. That's the great thing about all good villains. They always think they're telling the truth. They believe in their conviction so much that they can't be wrong. Therefore, you become the enemy. They're the good guy of their story. Just remember that. And in this story, Trish is the good guy of her story. She's just saying, hey, I'm proud of everybody of what y'all done, but just shine some light over on here. Give me some shine because I'm the one who put it there for you. If it wasn't for me, you guys wouldn't have this. And I think that's such a great feud. It's so much better than, just the typical heel turn that's very drab. It makes sense. And Becky has added such a wonderful twist to this feud because she's been able to kind of go on cruise control. She went from being big time Bex to kind of being the plucky, baby white meat baby face on the card for a little while. And I love how this is a callback to Becky's whole, the man persona where she's not really to trust anybody. She's not really to say, hey, I should take my foot off the gas a little bit. She can't take her foot off the pedal. She has to, she has to push it down all the way because every time she does, danger's around the corner when she starts, easing up. And I thought it was great because now I love the promos that Becky's bringing out. They're not the generic, the man or big time Bex promos that we've been treated to over the past year or so with, Bianca and all her other feuds. These are different. These feel special. And I like how she keeps referring to the bad in her head, where she's saying, you brought me to the place. There's a bad in my head that, you brought me to. And I think that's so cool because that's like where Becky needs to go for this feud. She's got to return to that place. She's got to kind of get crafty and a little bit, shady and shifty to try to take out Trish, because it's going to require everything. Trish is still a top tier talent. You got to remember, she went toe to toe with Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte, yeah, she came out on top, but she gave Charlotte a run for her money. And that was a Trish who wasn't hungry. This is a different Trish. This is heel Trish. This is her in all her glory, in her, trench coat, duster, cowboy hat wearing, strutting glory. Like, that sports bra is working overtime on Trish. This is her at her finest. She is going to be top dog in this match. And if they book it right, it should be Trish going over. I'm hoping Trish goes over in Saudi. So you can continue this at SummerSlam or be it Money in the Bank. But I don't want to see it be a one and done. It's got too many legs. I mean, literally there's 4 of them, but the story's got too much legs, too much meat on it. You still got Lita in the mix. Whenever you want to bring her back, you can do either she comes back and sides with Becky, or she comes back and sides with Trish and sees the error of her ways. There's always that kind of stuff going on, but I think round one's got to go to Trish and Saudi. Round one's got to go. And plus, Saudi's a very nostalgic 90s 2000s kind of audience. I think that's going to go on that side. I think you're going to see Trish take it. It's the way it should go. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the kayfabe breaking of the pipe bombs going off in their promo with their contract signing, when she said, I have a career. Becky said, I've had a career you can only dream of, and you've done stuff that would give me nightmares. And if you think barking like a dog was embarrassing, you better see what I do to you in Saudi. I mean, mwah, chef's kiss. So good, so tasty, just a great feud and an exciting time. So I'm looking very forward to that. That's one of the top ones I'm looking forward to. Next, you're going to be surprised, but I'm putting the tribal chief in the middle, because in my eyes, that is not the main event of this Saudi pay-per-view. It is not. And then people are going to go, what? You against the tribal chief? I'm not against the tribal chief. I'm just putting him on the rung because, one, this isn't for the WWE Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship, Universal Heavyweight Championship. This is for the Undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. There's a difference there. And this has been a lot of fun because you've got Sammy and KO just working on all cylinders as a good brotherly team. That's eventually going to come to an end, and it's going to end tragically, and it's going to end in a feud. But let's enjoy the ride while it goes. A lot of people are picking the Usos to interfere here, set up Money in the Bank, set up the crumbling of the bloodline, the final division of the bloodline, and continue from there into the summer. I would not be me if I did not go against the grain. I disagree wholeheartedly. As much as I hate to say this, and a lot of people are not going to like what I'm about to say, I think you are going to see Roman and Solo win gold. And you will have part-time tag team champions. It will be a little bit awkward at first. They won't be on a long reign or whatever, but they're going to win it because Roman's working Saudi. You're not bringing him and flying him all the way there to lose. Plus, you can't really have Solo suffer the pinfall right now. So they're in a no-win situation. You cannot have Roman suffer a pinfall because he has not suffered a pinfall in almost three plus years. You can't have Solo suffer another pinfall because he's already been beaten by Cody on the road to Mania. And would they really cheap out and have it be like a no contest with the interference of the Usos as the main event? Because I do have a feeling this is going to be the main event, but it's not my main event. I have a feeling it'll be the main event. And would you end that pay-per-view on a no contest in Saudi? I don't know. So I think the smart money, my money, and the DraftKings money is on Roman and Solo walking out with the titles. Who gets the pinfall? I don't know, but I would say Sammy takes the pinfall. Sammy will be the unlucky one to be pinned. And yeah, and then people are groaning, going, "God, we're gonna have 4 titles on Roman Reigns' shoulder because dual belts on each title." And I don't think that's necessary. I mean, it is true, but you're gonna have to look at it as like he's got 2 titles. The worst thing could ever happen is Roman wins Money in the Bank and wins the world title. That would be funny. He would win all the titles. I don't think they're done with Roman yet. I think I don't know if it's going to lead to a split in the tag titles if they do this, because I could see a situation where that happens, where Roman wins, Solo wins, they come out, they gloat, they brag, and then they go, "And I'm going away again for a little while. You'll see me in Money in the Bank, or you'll see me at SummerSlam." And Adam Pearce is like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 wait a minute. We're not going to just have you hold these titles hostage. So you can have the SmackDown titles, but we're going to split the Raw titles again." I could see something like that occurring. Regardless of how it ends up filtering out at the end, Roman and Sikoa are going to be your new tag team champions come the close of the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. Come the end of Night of Champions, Roman will be your champion of champions. And you heard it here first. Now, on to the main event of the evening. I would call that Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. And I don't know how you could do anything, but it's got the most intrigue. It's got the most steam. It's got the most build-up. And it seems to be what the WWE is putting behind, especially after Monday Night Raw last night. They had a great outing in Backlash. You had Cody get the clean win over the Beast in the first round of their feud. And that was the right move. I really think that was great. The right move for this one would be you better have Brock win, because now you're tipping on, OP superhero territory if Cody wins this. You have to have Brock Lesnar win this one. And I will say that again. You have to have Brock Lesnar win this one, because if you watched Raw last night, basically what's occurring is Cody took a beatdown of epic proportions, Superman style, coming into the building. That's how Raw started off. He got beat down. He got thrown through a table. He got, thrown through drums backstage. He's got thrown into the garage door. He got beat down. And then Brock Lesnar took it was like some type of drum of oil or keg, or I don't know what it was, some kind of, maybe gasoline. I have no idea what the drum was holding. But he hit him with it, and obviously didn't really hit him with it. He would have shattered his arm. But in kayfabe, he hit him with it enough to break his arm storyline-wise. And, of course, you have Cody being the almighty plucky babyface. This is the guy who walked out with a purple titty. And he came out and, he, of course, went to face Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar went right for the arm that was in a sling, and boom, Kimura. And then they alluded to maybe he broke it. It didn't look quite like when he broke it with Triple H. Like with Triple H, he would wrench back, and then God bless Triple H, he sold like a madman. Like you thought he broke his arm. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, he might have broke his arm. But, again, that's the power of disbelief. But Cody now has kayfabe a broken arm. A broken arm where he barely survived Brock Lesnar with all limbs intact. So if you have him go into Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions, OP style, which means overpowered for people who don't know, and dominate or beat Brock Lesnar, then I don't know what you're doing. I think this has to be a best of 3 series, and Brock needs to take a win. He does. He needs to take a win. Cody does need to take a loss. I get it. You want to keep Cody hot. But there's a problem. If you have Cody go in like Superman and come out like Superman, you are going to speed up that eventual turn in the fans on him, because now you're getting to Roman Reigns, Vince McMahon suffering succotash era, where you're shoving him down our throat, and we're not allowed to decide for ourselves if this is who we want to put our money behind. And Cody is absolutely someone you want to put your money behind. You want to see Cody succeed. You want to see him get the big one. You want to see him win the title. You want to see him dominate and win and defeat Roman and get to the top of the mountain again. But you do not want him to do it in so overly dramatic fashion that it is so unbelievable that it becomes sickening. Like, I mean, if he beats Brock Lesnar with one arm, now what next? Does he get into a, one-legged match with Gunther and win. I mean, you can't, there's got to be a limit. I think this is not going to be the main event of the evening. I think this will be the semi-main event of the evening. But stick with me on this. Let me know in the comments if I'm incorrect. I don't think I am, because why do I usually think I'm not? But I just think you're running a risk if you have Cody so overpowering, so, unchallenged that he wins out everything. He can't win this one against Brock Lesnar. I loved him winning at Backlash. It was unexpected. Everyone, all the pundits, all the, armchair bookers had Brock taking the first round and Cody going back to the mountaintop. This put Brock on the defensive, and we've seen some good TV. We've seen an unhinged Brock Lesnar, which is always a great time. But this Monday was like, okay, do we even need Cody at Night of Champions right now? I mean, you do, because he's a draw. But at the same time, is he going to come out in a stretcher job? Is he going to come out, with, crutches? What's he going to do? Because his arm can't heal between now and Friday and Saturday. So I don't know if they put themselves in a little bit of an ambitious booking corner, but we'll see. Definitely excited for Night of Champions. I won't be able to see it live, but I will be seeing it after the fact. And I'm looking forward to see how everything goes. The ones I'm looking forward to the most is obviously Brock and Cody and Becky and Trish for sure. Roman and Sikoa, I think it's going to be Roman and Sikoa. I'm looking forward to it, but not as much as I did with their previous bouts. It should be a good time regardless. We all know that Mustafa Ali has no chance in holy hell of beating Gunther, even in Saudi Arabia. And so, I mean, that's not one to really keep your eye on. I do think Matt Riddle is going to be next to go after Gunther the way that they set up on Raw. He seemed like he went right at him. So that could be an entertaining little bit of a feud. We'll see what happens. But let us know what you think. Let Donnie know what you think. Donnie's going to be the one editing this. God bless him. And just remember, everyone else out there, watch Saudi, and AEW Fight Forever is coming in June 29th, finally. So get your pre-orders in. I already got mine. Till the next one.